We all love our furry friends, and as pet owners, we want to make sure that they have a safe, healthy, and happy life. But did you know that some of the common foods we eat can be toxic, or even deadly, for our beloved pups? So, for today's video, we'll discuss 10 of the foods that are toxic to dogs. As a dog owner, you have to make sure they are safe and taken care of all the time. You don't need to be awake all the time watching them, but you do need to take some extra precautions now and again. One area you have to be careful about is feeding. We all know how tempting it can be to give your little dog a special treat every once in a while. It's important for us to know what not to feed our furry family members in order to keep them safe. And we're going to talk about those foods in a while, so make sure to stay with us all throughout the video. Hello everyone and welcome to the Dog's World. Before we start, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for your daily dose of dog-related content. As mentioned earlier, for today's video, we'll walk you through 10 foods that are toxic to dogs. Let's get started. Number 10. Xylitol. Xylitol is a sweetener found in many products, including sugar-free gum, candy, baked goods, and even some peanut butter brands. It has a component that can be dangerous for dogs. It causes low blood sugar, also called hypoglycemia, which can lead to seizures, disorientation, and even death. Symptoms of xylitol poisoning in dogs include vomiting, loss of coordination or weakness, decreased activity levels, and difficulty standing. If you think your dog may have ingested something containing xylitol, contact your veterinarian immediately. Xylitol ingestion is considered an emergency situation and requires prompt treatment to prevent serious consequences. So remember, keep your furry friends safe by avoiding any food products that contain xylitol. Number 9. Fatty foods. Fatty foods are often high in calories but poor in nutritional value. They include processed snacks such as bacon and sausage, fried foods such as French fries, and fatty cuts of meat. Unfortunately, these foods can cause gastrointestinal upset in dogs due to their high fat content and low fiber content. Eating too much fatty food can also lead to pancreatitis or obesity. Symptoms of digestive upset in dogs may include vomiting, diarrhea, nausea, or a lack of appetite. It's important to remember that while we may enjoy indulging our furry friends with treats every now and then, it's best to stick to healthy options like fruits and vegetables that are specifically formulated for canine health. This will go a long way towards keeping your pup fit and healthy for years to come. Number 8. Avocados. It's true that avocados may be delicious and a great source of vitamins, minerals, and fats for us humans, but unfortunately, they can be harmful to our canine friends. Avocados are a type of fruit that contain a toxin called persin, which is toxic for dogs. Persin can cause vomiting and diarrhea, and in severe cases, difficulty breathing and even heart failure. It is important to contact your veterinarian immediately if your dog has ingested avocado. Despite the fact that avocados are rich in vitamins and minerals, the risk is not worth it. Avocado pits also contain persin, and should be kept out of reach from your dog. To ensure your dog's safety, avoid feeding any part of an avocado directly to your dog. Also avoid giving them guacamole or any other dish that contains avocado as an ingredient. If you have an avocado tree, pick up all fallen fruit and always check for any hidden pits before handling. Taking these preventive measures will ensure that your pup stays safe and healthy. Number 7 on the list of toxic foods for dogs is yeast dough. Yeast is a type of fungus found in many baked goods such as bread and pizza crust, but it can be dangerous when ingested by dogs. The main component of yeast dough that can harm a dog is ethanol, which the dog's body cannot break down. If eaten, the yeast will ferment and expand in their stomachs, causing discomfort, pain, bloating, vomiting, and in extreme cases, an obstruction requiring surgery. To ensure your dog's safety, keep all yeast-containing foods away from them and never feed them unbaked dough. If you think your pet has consumed some, contact your veterinarian immediately. With these simple precautions, you can help keep your pup safe and healthy. Number 6. Onion and garlic. Onions and garlics are vegetables commonly used in cooking, but these are two food items that should be avoided when it comes to feeding your dog. They contain compounds called thiosulfates, which can cause destruction of red blood cells, leading to a condition called hemolytic anemia in dogs if they consume them in large amounts. Symptoms of onion and garlic toxicity in dogs can include vomiting, diarrhea, discolored urine, lethargy, and anemia. It's best to keep onions and garlic out of your pup's diet as much as possible. Even small amounts can be toxic over time. If you suspect that your pup has eaten either of these foods, it's important to seek veterinary help right away, as the effects can be severe and even fatal if left untreated. Keep your pooch safe by avoiding these dangerous foods. Number 5. Grapes and raisins. Grapes and raisins are types of fruit that can be harmful to dogs. The exact toxic component in them is not known, but they can cause kidney failure in dogs. Even very small amounts of either fruit can cause vomiting, diarrhea, decreased appetite, and lethargy. In some cases, it can lead to kidney failure and even death. If your dog does eat grapes or raisins, you should contact your veterinarian for advice on how to proceed. Symptoms may not appear for several days after eating the fruits, so it is important to monitor your dog closely in case of any illness developing. Be sure to keep grapes and raisins out of reach from your pup and make sure all visitors know not to share them. This applies even if your dog has eaten them before without any issues. Overall, while grapes and raisins can make a tasty snack for humans, they are definitely not something you should share with your pup. Keep them out of reach and away from the furry family members. Next on our list is macadamia nuts. Macadamia is a type of nuts that originates from Australia, and they can be found in many desserts or as standalone snacks. While humans may think these nuts are delicious, dogs should stay away from them due to the presence of an unknown toxin. Unfortunately, even just a small number of macadamia nuts can cause toxicity symptoms in dogs, such as vomiting, weakness, depression, increased body temperature, and tremors such as muscle weakness and difficulty walking. These symptoms can occur within 12 hours of consumption and can last for up to 48 hours. In severe cases, it could also lead to paralysis in their hind legs. It is important to remember that all forms of macadamia nuts can be toxic to dogs, including raw, roasted, and even macadamia butter. Therefore, it is best to keep all macadamia nuts away from your furry friend, as well as products that contain them. Number 3. Milk and dairy products. Milk and dairy products may be part of the human daily diet, but they are not suitable foods for dogs. Dogs lack the necessary enzymes to properly digest milk, which can lead to digestive problems such as diarrhea and vomiting. Dairy products also contain lactose, a sugar that dogs have difficulty metabolizing. Consuming too much dairy could cause an upset stomach, weight gain, and even food allergies in some cases. Symptoms of consuming too much dairy include diarrhea, constipation, or abdominal pain. Dogs may also experience excessive flatulence or bloating due to their inability to break down lactose. Additionally, some dogs are allergic to casein found in dairy products and may suffer from skin irritation upon contact with them. It is best to avoid feeding your dog any dairy products. If this cannot be avoided, make sure that it is done in moderation. Number 2. Salt. Salt may seem harmless, but it can be very dangerous for our furry friends. Certain types of salt, such as table salt and rock salt, have a component called sodium chloride that can have toxic effects if ingested in large amounts. Salt poisoning can cause excessive thirst, vomiting, seizures, and even death in dogs. Symptoms of salt poisoning include urinating more than normal, irritability or depression, diarrhea, tremors, changes in behavior, excessive panting, high fever, seizures, and coma. If your dog has been exposed to too much salt, it should receive immediate medical care. It's important to keep salt out of reach from your pup so that accidental consumption doesn't occur. If you're going to treat your pup to human food, always check the label for sodium content before giving them a bite. Finally, raw eggs. Uncooked eggs can be very dangerous for dogs as they contain an enzyme called avidin that can interfere with the absorption of biotin. Biotin is a vitamin necessary for healthy skin and coat. If your dog eats raw egg, this enzyme can prevent the absorption of enough biotin, which can cause stunted growth, fur loss, and skin inflammation. Symptoms from eating raw eggs may include diarrhea, vomiting, and weight loss in some cases. It's best to avoid feeding your pet any type of raw egg. However, cooked eggs is just fine. Overall, it is important to remember that while many foods are safe for humans to eat, many of them can be toxic or even fatal to dogs if consumed in excess. With this, we have come to an end of our video. We hope you enjoyed this episode and found it informative. Please make sure to comment any other toxic food that you think we missed out, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more helpful tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.